Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to Life Music and Everything Else. I am your host, Sin. Let's get right into it. Today, we're going to be breaking down and talking about Dave East's brand new album, Apartment 6E, which he dropped May 31st. So I've had a good amount of time to sit and listen to this album, break it down, read the lyrics, just get into his mind where he was, you know what I'm saying, what he was feeling as he was making this album. I've been a big Dave East fan. I kind of fell off a couple of albums that he was kind of doing some different stuff, but I still rocked with him and gave it a listen. But this one, I'm super pumped. I'm super excited about it because he kind of stepped back and went back to the old Dave that I fell in love with. P2 is when I really got around Dave, when he was dropping the Keisha, Corey, stuff like that is when I really started to say, oh, this dude is super nice. So I feel like he's back on that tip now. He's back free. He's back spitting. He's back doing this thing, in my opinion. So this album, Apartment 6E, we just going to get into the track breakdown. We're going to talk about it. Then at the end, I'll give my opinions on it. So let's get right into the track list and let's talk about some of these tracks, man. All right. Off top, I like the artwork, the apartment, elevator, you know what I'm saying, type floor menu. So let's get right into it. Track one, you got the intro, Who's at the Door. And my thoughts off top, you got a little bit of the Menace Society in there when he was like, yo, I told you don't come around this motherfucker till around this time when Quincy, was it Quincy? No, Chauncey answered the door and old buddy came through. Y'all remember Menace Society. If you don't know, go look at that. I thought that he had a little bit of that in there when he was saying that. It definitely, to me, felt a little, not that he was copying, but maybe it got inspiration from, but it did feel like Nas Illmatic. You know what I'm saying? When Nas, Jungle, AZ was sitting around, it's like, quit burning Phillies, dudes. And they was just sitting in the apartment. You hear the train go by, you hear all this stuff, and they was just vibing out. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I got off the intro. Good way to set off the album. He's bringing us there to, you know what I'm saying, to this apartment, which was significant in his career. He talks about, he did an interview where he was talking about it, and then, you know what I'm saying, with this, basically he recorded a lot of his mixtapes in this apartment in Queens, and this is where he got signed at. So I feel like it's him stepping back into that hunger mode where he was at in this apartment to, you know what I'm saying, to ultimately get signed. Then number two, you got Doing Great. Super smooth track. I love the energy on that. You know what I'm saying? My energy's protected. I've been burned to sage. He's just coming on, just talking real smooth, letting you know where he's at. And then I like how he flip it. You know, if I wasn't doing so good, would you help me? You know what I'm saying? I thought that was pretty dope. Number three, God produced it. And it's so crazy that this is the name of that track because it sonically sounds like God reached his hand down, grabbed the MPC. I'm sure God will use the MPC. Let's just get it straight, and cooked up something crazy on the MPC. Like that beat was super melodic, angelic. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like it was God breathing on the track, breathing life into this track, and he just smoothly raps on. I love Dave's delivery. Like it's similar, but it's just so smooth how he gets on to certain tracks. It's a perfect marriage, and he just does his thing. I like how he gets to talking about project dudes not supposed to make it this often, where I feel like he referring to himself like, look, I'm here. I wouldn't say survivor's remorse, but he kind of reflecting back thinking, you know, I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't make it here this often. Then let's get into Snow White. This one, man, feels like some pimp player gangster stuff all wrapped into one. You know what I'm saying? He gets on that beat and just goes nuts. You know what I'm saying? What he say? My new bitch mad because I'm bagging up at my ex house. She sad because I ain't fucked before I left out. Like he was on some gangster pimp stuff on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of brought me, like, I look at music sometimes as I look at films. Like I'll hear some lyrics and then it automatically take me back to a film. So the first film that came to mind when I thought about this one was Goodfellas. When he was over there at old girl's spot that was cooking the work and stuff for him, and she was trying to get down, so he tried to lovey-dovey with her, then he jetted out. So that's the first thing that I thought about when he said that on the hook. But I like Snow White. I like his flow. he had a couple lines in there that I really love. Look good, but why I smell it? You know what I'm saying? But he said, "You look good, but that pussy, why I smell it?" And he bounced up out and didn't even hit it. Then he said something. He was like, "Every time I try to do some snake shit, I pay for it. Niggas ask me how I deal with shit. I said I'm made for it." Like, I'm a big believer in this exchange with music that we giving our conscience to, giving our ears to. What is it that we get in exchange? So I love to get messages. I love to get inspiration in a sense from hearing other people's story and how they creatively explain it on wax and give it to us. So I thought that was a pretty dope line. That's one of the lines that stood out to me. But he was kicking shit all through that whole track on Snow White. And then I Don't Regret Nothing, number 5. I remember the first listen to that, I wasn't really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I wasn't feeling it. But after about a couple listens, I don't regret nothing. I don't regret. It grew on me. So I really, really like that track. As it started, that I didn't, but I do like number 5. I don't regret nothing. Number 6. Now this right here, this is my favorite track on the album. Me Versus Me. Stacey Barth. I love her voice. I got introduced to her with Fabulous. Everything Was the Same when she sung that on that song, and I was like, oh, her voice. I love her. I love her attitude. I love her presence. I love everything about her. Hearing her on these hip hop tracks. So Me Versus Me is my favorite track. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I love those deep tracks. I love those personal tracks where, you know what I'm saying, you get something from the artist where they're going through. You're not just getting this persona that they put on when they, because we all know rappers do rapper shit, and sometimes you want to feel like you kind of getting a glimpse at the real person. And I feel like on Me Versus Me, it was all of that. That's my type of track. So Me Versus Me, hands down, is my favorite one. Number 7, This Lifestyle. This is a close second for me far as my favorite track, because I was sitting and I was listening to it, and Mike and Keys, they had this sample that was in the back. Comment down in the comments if y'all caught this as well. It was a sample that was playing in the back of the fool of the swick, the fool of the good. That's what I was hearing. But at first I thought it was like Tupac, and then I was like, man, what is that? What is that? It was something that just kept irking my brain. And so I was listening. Then at the end of the record, it's a break where you can hear the sample clearly. And then I was like, wait, that sample is Busy Bone, Thugs Cry. And so I went and I looked it up. Let's do it right now. I went and I looked it up. I'm mumbling because I didn't know exactly what he was saying. But I looked it up, and yeah, that's what it was. A sample from Busy Bone, Thugs Cry. And the lyrics is, let's break down the lyrics. Shame, 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 enemies attacking me. Actually, I'm the greatest Mr. Majesty. All right, it's in the third verse. I make your body shake, but it's too late. Soon as you flip off the safety, baby, don't. For the reason we weeping, so cheap as we go deep down in your pocket, so sleep. Rolling with my crucifix, Lucifer usually uses the ruler of these wicked tricks and the school of these ghetto games and the fool of these bitches misses. That's the sample that's on Lifestyle, track 7 on the Dave East record. Track 7 samples Busy Bone, Thugs Cry on that record. And I was like, it blew my mind because I'm the biggest Bone Thugs and Harmony fan. So I was like, I should have knew that off top. But this Lifestyle is a close second for me. Ballin', number 8, has to be my least favorite track. I've given it a listen numerous of times, and it didn't grow on me like track 5. I Don't Regret Nothing. I'm not really feeling Ballin' that much. I can't get into it. So let's move on to track 9. Track 9 is insane. This is my third favorite track with Shaggy, Dangerous Rhythm. It sounds crazy in the car. Like, I don't got no beats, but I can imagine with some beats. Excuse me. It just sounds amazing. I would love to hear that record in the club. That's just one of the ones I just want to hear that bass knock. And give it up to Shaggy, man. Shaggy came on that mug spitting. And it's crazy because I'm just thinking of a video that Shaggy just did where he was talking about how his original voice and how he did this voice by accident kind of, and he just did it wasn't me, and hey, here we are now. He's a legend. So I really love number 9, Dangerous Rhythm. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Flamethrowers, get me in the comments and let me know if I ain't pronouncing that right. Number 10, So Much Has Changed, is a flip from Tupac, So Much Pain. So Much Pain. I loved how he flipped that one. And this whole album is crazy because it's like Dave East Coast, Queens, but this whole album has a Cali West Coast vibe to it. Mike and Keys, of course, are producers based out of Cali, but it's the perfect blend of East and West. Perfect blend. And the last time I heard that was Nipsey Victory Lap. Like Nipsey being the West Coast artist, but with the production, some of the flow, and just the way it felt, it was the perfect blend of West and East. And this is the opposite. This is the perfect blend of an East Coast with West Coast, perfectly blended together. So Much Change with Stacey Barth. I love that one with her doing the harmonies on it. Something about her, and she don't even sing hooks sometimes. She just does the harmonies, and it pops. It still hits. It still go. So I love their connection, and they've done a couple of records together, and I really think Dave is just kind of that person where relationships matter to him, in the sense to where if it's something that's real and legit, he keeps linking with it. Like, yo, this is real. But if it's on that industry fake type shit, he don't, he just, it comes off to me like he don't be involved with that kind of shit. But if it's a real relationship, genuine relationship, and y'all vibe, you see it with her. You see it with Mike and Keys when they've been working together for a while. Then you would have saw it with Nip. I think when he linked up with Nipsey, that was a legitimate relationship, legitimate friends that really vibed out. Like, he looked at him like, yo, this dude is a good dude. I can learn something from him. He sees something in me. I just think he's one of those kind of people that with his relationships, it matters. Definitely would have. I rest in peace, Nip, but I definitely believe we would have got a Dave East and Nipsey Hussle collab album. Let's go to number 11. Intervention was pretty cool. I Can't Even Know was pretty cool. 13, Out of the Way. This is that grown man. What did I put down? This is that grown man survival flow. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Once you reach a certain age, you've seen it all, you've been through it all, you know the consequences of certain actions and lifestyle choices, to where you just want to be with your kids, you want to live a healthy life, be around, and be out of the way. You know what I'm saying? You want to be out of the way. That's why I say it's that grown man survival flow. You don't get to be this age, you know what I'm saying, by luck. You understand how to move. You understand when to be at certain places and when not. You just kind of understand how to do things. You know what I'm saying? So I love that out the way. 14, Remember. This would I remember that shit. I like that track. I thought that one was pretty dope. And then he closes it off with a store run. So he opens it up with Who's at the Door. You get into the apartment. Then the last one, they kind of going back and forth about who gonna make the store run for some blunts, some other stuff. So overall, man, I like to rate each album 5 stars after I listen to it and give a vibe for it. The last one that I did was Rhapsody, Please Don't Cry. That one got a 4.5 star rating from me. I really, really love that album. This one, this Dave East album, because I would say it was 3 tracks that I kind of, well, two tracks I kind of skipped through when it gets to there. So I'm gonna give this one a 4 because it's still a great listen. He's spitting. East is spitting, man. I love the idea of coming back to this apartment, the significance of this apartment, and just how he goes through the whole album. I love. Oh, wait. Let's backtrack because I skipped over the track with him and Corrupt. This Lifestyle. That was number 7. Corrupt is cold. I don't know if a lot of these if you listeners know, Corrupt is cold. Corrupt can spit. You know what I'm saying? So if you go back to the streets as a mother, streets as a mother, Corrupt can spit. But this verse was trash. I'm gonna give him a pass because he's older, but I felt that verse was trash. Corrupt. I was not feeling that verse on that song at all. I know you could do better than that, Corrupt. You're an OG, so I'm gonna give you respect and give you a pass on that. But that verse was trash. But it's crazy because you could feel the whole West Coast influence on this album with Corrupt, with Mike and Keys, with the Tupac flip, Stacey Barth. You could just feel, you know what I'm saying, the connections and somewhat of the, I wouldn't say blueprint of Nipsey album, but you can see similarities between this album and Nipsey album. And I think when he went there and he met Mike and Keys and he met Nip, those relationships carried over to one of his biggest records was the Handsome record Mike and Keys produced. So I think those relationships came over to this as well, and it's heavily West Coast out. Like you can feel it, you can see it. But it's still East Coast. Like that's crazy. That's a perfect blend. Without fully going to from one coast, you got a blend of both. And like I said, I'm gonna give it a 4 just because I didn't really like the Ballin' record. And which other one? Can't even know it was dope. So yeah, I'm gonna still give it a 4. Can't even know I really like that the beat on that was crazy. The production all over this was nuts. And he did his thing on this record, man. I'm super excited about how he did his thing on that. So my overall take on it, man, I'm gonna give it a 4. I like the front cover, him and it's like, and I keep going back to films, but you think of that movie The Whale and how that film you was inside that apartment the entire film. You know what I'm saying? You never left out that apartment. It was visitors that came. So I feel like you got it somewhat similar to this from the opening track. Dave brings you to this apartment where him and all his homies kicking it and playing the game, playing 2K, talking crap, drinking, smoking, whatever it may be that they in there doing. You in there with them. You know what I'm saying? Fighting about who gonna go to the store. And then this is pretty dope. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I love the artwork. I love the production. I love the creativity. I love him spitting. He going crazy on this album. But I really think, man, this one was one of his best albums. P2 is my favorite Dave East album. That's the one that really was like, yo, that's the one that put me on. And then I had to go back to check out some of his records before. But this one probably might be my second favorite one. I really like this album. So if you haven't already, please go give Dave East's brand new album, Apartment 6E, a listen. You won't regret it. You will enjoy it. Check out the visuals. He got a couple of videos out as well. I love this So Much Change video. But there you have it. That's my review from Life Music and Everything Else on the Dave East brand new album. I give it a 4 stars. All right. I wish we could go back to doing the mics. Missed the Source. I'm a huge Source double XL fan. So, but there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everyone. Peace.